What makes one scene feel warm and positive? Then, with the same actor and set, suddenly full of tension and seriousness. And in the next one, it is completely filled with danger.
Slow motion action sequence.
Nope,
Does rhyme with pulverine.
no.
Damn it! Son of a bitch! Motherfucker! My world is fucked!
That was weird.
Sure, this is true too, but the color and temperature of the light really matters. It helps set the mood, time of day, and even emotional tone of a shot. Color temperature refers to the color of the light in a scene, measured in Kelvin. Daylight is often rated at 5,600 Kelvin, and while that's generally true, but not quite. In direct sunlight on a clear day, 5,600 Kelvin is a reliable average. However, if you move into shadow, the color temperature can shift significantly, often rising up to 9,500 Kelvin. That's because when you're in shadow, you're not lit by direct sunlight, but primarily by ambient light from the blue sky. Skylight has a much higher color temperature, which is why shadows often appear blue in photos or films. Unlike the human eye, a camera doesn't naturally adapt to different lighting conditions. To correctly capture these variations, the camera depends on a system called white balance. It's a camera setting that adjusts the reference point for the color white. For example, look at a scene lit by a 3,200 Kelvin lamp. If we set the camera's white balance to 3,200 Kelvin, the light will appear neutral or white on camera. But if we lower the white balance to 2,500 Kelvin, the same light will appear cooler, more blue. Conversely, if we raise the white balance to 5,600 Kelvin, the light will appear warmer. Another way to manipulate the color temperature of a light source is by using technical filters, such as CTO and CTB gels. Despite advances in digital color correction, gels remain essential tools on set. And here's why. Tungsten and HMI lights emit a broad, full-spectrum light, very close to natural sunlight, which ensures accurate color reproduction, a key to achieving cinematic image quality. However, their native color temperatures are fixed: 3,200 Kelvin for tungsten and 6,000 Kelvin for HMI light. To adapt these sources to different lighting conditions or creative needs, correction gels are used. For example, adding a full CTB gel to a tungsten light shifts its warm 3,200 Kelvin output to a cooler around 5,700 Kelvin, simulating daylight. Using double CTB pushes the color temperature even higher, creating an extremely cool, stylized look. These gels allow filmmakers to manipulate color temperature on set, matching mixed light sources, or achieving specific moods without compromising spectral quality. HMI lamps produce exceptionally bright, daylight-balanced light with outstanding color accuracy, making them a preferred choice for outdoor and large-scale productions. However, their high cost, significant heat output, and reliance on bulky ballasts add both weight and complexity to the lighting setup. Tungsten lights, the oldest tech in film lighting, emit warm 3,200 Kelvin light by heating a filament, and get even warmer when dimmed. Though power-hungry and hot, tungsten lights are nearly unbeatable when it comes to rendering skin tones, thanks to their consistently warm, full-spectrum light source. LEDs are a modern, energy-efficient alternative. While tungsten turns 90% of energy into heat, LEDs reverse that, delivering more light with less heat and power, an impressive lifespan of up to 50,000 hours. Many bicolor LEDs can smoothly adjust between 2,700 Kelvin and 6,500 Kelvin, while more advanced LED fixtures can cover a broader range, sometimes even up to 20,000 Kelvin, or even RGB capable for creative lighting effects. Their lightweight and portable design makes them ideal for on-location shoots and smaller productions. Look at this little box Molis G300 from Zhiyun. It has 300-watt power bicolor LED and possibilities to boost up to 500 watt. Its look small even compare with traditional studio LED light with same specs. Its tiny box produced 2300 lux in peak illuminance. It's insane. Understanding color temperature helps us recreate natural light, or use it creatively by mixing warm and cool tones. Let's quickly break down these shots. To recreate a daylight feel at night, I start by setting my camera's white balance to 4000 Kelvin. That gives me a nice mix of warm and cool tones. For the main fill, I use a Molus G300 with a 120 centimeter octabox, set to 5100 Kelvin at 77% of power. I place it out on the balcony and shine it through the curtain to add a soft, diffused layer of light. Then I add a splash of harder light with a Molus B200 with a standard reflector, set to 3300 Kelvin at 40%. It mimics direct sunlight coming through a clear window. Finally, to fill the room with some ambient bounce, I aim another Molus B200 with a reflector at the ceiling. I set it to 5800 Kelvin at 13% and place it inside the room to complete the look. And just look how the mood of the shot shifts with different lighting setups. To move beyond realism and craft a stylized or surreal world, color lighting is your best tool. It shapes the mood, builds atmosphere, and defines visual style like this, or even this.
Sorry, buddy. Kill it!
Instead of only using natural light, filmmakers often turn to gels, RGB LEDs, and color grading to push the look and support the story. And yes, color gels are still used today for one big reason: they preserve color accuracy. Even high-end RGB lights have limits. Let's take a look. The first shot looks very good because RGBWW technology includes additional warm white diodes. And in CCT mode, this fixture produces a high color rendering index of around 99 CRI. If we put a yellow gel in front of the light, we still get good color quality with accurate color rendering. But if we switch the same fixture to color mode and select a programmed yellow, the image changes significantly, and some colors lose their original hue. This happens due to the limitations of RGB-based technology and how the camera perceives narrow-spectrum light. Of course, colored light has its problems. It can add extra work in pre-production. It can distort skin tones, create strong color casts that are hard to correct, and sometimes cause hue shifts or unnatural saturation. But despite these drawbacks, color lighting can transform a scene and supports the story in ways that feel almost subconscious. Red creates tension, passion, danger, or urgency. It's often used in action, horror, or romantic scenes. Blue evokes isolation, sadness, calm, or mystery. Perfect for drama or sci-fi. Green can feel natural or unnerving, used for psychological thrillers or dystopian worlds. Yellow brings energy, madness, or anxiety. Ideal for offbeat films and surreal moments. Orange gives warmth and nostalgia, often seen in retro settings or cozy flashbacks. Purple adds mystery, luxury, seduction, or fantasy, often symbolize spirituality and power. Cyan feels techy, cold, and futuristic, great for sci-fi or sterile environments. White symbolizes purity, sterility, or emptiness, used in minimalist or dreamlike sequences. Black evokes fear, power, or formality, classic in horror and mystery. Pink captures innocence, love, or surrealism, seen in coming-of-age or highly stylized films. But it's not just about setting a mood. Color lighting also lets you create visual contrast, like the famous teal and orange look in blockbusters, which helps characters pop from the background. Support character arcs. Shifting from warm to cold tones can reflect a character becoming emotionally distant or isolated. Build a visual style. Iconic shows and films like Euphoria, Blade Runner 2049, or The Matrix use color as a signature part of their identity. Different color palettes can clearly distinguish locations, timelines, or dream sequences. It's wild, right? Just changing the color of light can completely flip the mood of a scene. That's the magic of lighting. So next time you light a scene, don't just ask what looks good, ask what it feels like. Light smart and let your story do the talking.